Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. We're looking at this Troy-Bilt. Again, this is a 2010 model year. You kids and cadets helped me mess with this one. The last video fell a little bit short. This thing had been hydrolocking with fuel. The fuel was bypassing the carburetor and filling up the cylinder with fuel. We could not pull this thing over. I pulled the plug out, got rid of the fuel. It did start, but then the carburetor again would fill the cylinder with fuel. So I also noticed it flooded the crankcase. There's a bunch of excess fuel in the crankcase as well. It's just, you can tell it smells like fuel for sure, and it's just real thin. There's no viscosity to this. It's a mixture of oil and fuel. So what I determined with messing around with it after the last video, I took the carburetor off, and I do remember the scrapper telling me, Harvey, the homeowner, said it needs a new carburetor, but I just take that with a grain of salt. Usually people don't know what's needed, but in this case it looks like Harvey had messed with the carburetor, and all that was in the under the carburetor bowl was the float, the plastic float. The hinge and the float valve were missing from the carburetor. So as fast as you put gas into the tank, it was going right through the carburetor and flooding out the cylinder. So I looked up replacement float valves because I couldn't come up with anything in my stash of parts, and they were $15, but I found a complete unit from California for $12.10, so I went ahead and bought a whole new carburetor for this unit. I have part number for you, the part numbers, they're all the same. Carburetor, I'll put those numbers below for you. So what I'll do is save the carburetor on this 2010 Briggs-Stratton, and I'll use any of the salvageable parts for other projects. So this was a little bit of troubleshooting. We determined Harvey, the homeowner, had screwed with the carburetor and somehow lost the float valve and the hinge. Put it all back together, and it was just hydrolocking. Anywho, this will turn out to be a good unit, fairly good condition for a 2010 model year. So I did put the old carburetor back on it just because I did not know how long it was going to take to get that new carburetor in. I didn't want any parts hanging around, so I just got to remove the old carburetor and put that aftermarket carburetor on. So there you have it in a nutshell. Appreciate you kids and cadets coming out. This was an easy fix, just to remove and replace on the 7.75 Briggs engine. As always, please like and subscribe. Appreciate you kids and cadets coming out, checking out all this junk on 4 wheels. I'll have a couple more videos for you this week. Appreciate you.